My stomach's making weird noises. Good morning. This is Lakira. Thank you so much for stopping in before you go to work, before you go to school, wherever you go. This channel is BX Makeup Artistry. It is my personal YouTube channel as well as my makeup page. So, for anything beauty, skincare, fashion, maybe I dabble in a little bit of that. But thank you, thank you for clicking on this video. And if you like what's happening today, if you love the video afterwards, please consider subscribing, hit that bell notification so that you know anytime that I upload, and we'll go from there. I am a part of a challenge. I have a friend on Instagram who started this challenge where for 20 days, every other day, we post a video to try to increase our exposure, just get us in the habit of uploading more frequently, especially for smaller YouTubers. It's a really great opportunity for us to get our creative juices flowing, to see what we can upload and just see what kind of content we can create. She's listing all of the videos in her playlist. I will link her channel below so you can check out not only my videos but hers as well as the other ladies who are participating in this challenge. So without further ado, the theme for today's video is going to be a little mini get ready with me. Again, it's what, 6:30, almost 7 o'clock here in Cali. I'll be talking you through me doing my makeup look for the day. This is also just a video of how I got into makeup. So that's the theme, how I got into makeup. So first things first, before I even begin, I'm going to moisturize my lips because I just got the shower and those things are kind of dry. I am using the Fenty Beauty. This is their Slip Shine lipstick. The color is Goji Gang. So I'm just going to run this across my lips because we can't be ashy out here in these streets. Okay, first off, I'm going to groom my eyebrows. I'm just going to brush them up. I'm using the NYX Precision Brow Pencil. The color is Espresso. It's that one that has the slanted lid. I'm just going to, excuse my little shower cap, but I need to do my hair underneath and I don't want any of the makeup to get into my hair. So, how I got into makeup, it's a funny story actually. If you had asked me 10 years ago, you like makeup? Like, what do you know about makeup? I wouldn't be able to tell you shit. Excuse my language. I would not be able to tell you anything about how I got into makeup 10 years ago. So I was just out of high school, getting into college. And only thing I think I owned at that point, I was a senior in high school. I remember this vividly. I owned a CoverGirl pressed powder compact. That was the only thing I had makeup wise. And maybe like a sample of a mascara. I cannot remember what mascara I had, but that was the only thing I owned. And I remember going to school one day and I was like, oh, okay, let me dabble in it and see how I like it, because I was a major tomboy. I still am a little bit here, but gotta keep it playing. I was a tomboy. I didn't know much about makeup, but I started to get interested in it. I used the compact all over my face, not knowing about your face being two separate colors or multiple different colors. I put it on all of my face. I wish I had pictures, but back then smartphones didn't exist. So yeah, my face was completely matte. It was so powdery. And I think I even maybe had a brow pencil from them as well. And I did try to fill in my eyebrows. They were so dark. Oh my God. I promise I wish I had pictures to show you guys. But I remember that vividly, and it wasn't cute. I'm gonna just say it flat out. It was not cute. So the next thing I started to collect, now that I'm in college, started college in 2010. I was just like, okay, now that I'm in the college scene, I have my roommate out at the dorms. I started to get into it. I was just like, you know what? Okay, let me start getting into it. First thing I discovered was my eyebrows. I revisited my eyebrows. I tried the Anastasia Dip Brow. At that time, I think I used the color Chocolate. Even though now I think that was still a little too dark, knowing how that formula runs. I used the color Chocolate. And baby, when I tell you, I discovered my eyebrows that day. Oh my gosh. It was never the same. I mean, over the last 10 years, I've experimented with new products, and I like a more fluffier natural brow. I don't really chisel too much or do a lot of cutting of the brows unless I'm like going somewhere like a fancy dinner or like an event for my sorority. I'll like cut my eyebrows a little bit, but I'm not putting that, no offense to anybody that does this, but I'm not doing that taper fade in the middle. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not one of those. I sweat too much for that. It's a no for me, dog. I'm sorry, I can't. But back to my eyebrows. I started discovering my eyebrows, and then of course the girls on my floor, it was a all-female floor but a co-ed dorm. They would just like try to help me between my hair and my makeup. Yeah, I was one of those girls, those black girls in the dorm who was not in tune with how to do my hair and how to do makeup. None of that. I didn't wear acrylic nails, nothing. I didn't even start wearing acrylic nails until maybe like 3 years ago. Now I have my humble girl fingers. I took these off yesterday. I didn't even recognize my hands because I've had them on, like acrylics on, for so long, because I started to get that itch to put the acrylics back on. Thankfully I know how to do my own nails, so I ain't gotta worry about spending money. Girls will always try to help me with doing my makeup and doing my hair. And then I think after that I started to dabble in like really just investing and getting my makeup game down. I purchased, the first thing I think I purchased after that Anastasia Dip Brow was a eyeshadow primer by Urban Decay. It was their famous primer potion. Back then they had it, well, I think when I caught it, they were just transitioning into new packaging. Like they had, originally they had the little genie bottle, the little bottle, and those things were so freaking hard to take the rest of the product out. You had to cut it open. It had a doe foot applicator. And then it switched to a squeeze tube where it was just a needle nose squeeze tube. And then they switched to the squeeze tube with the wand on the top. So they've had so many different switches to that product, but anyway, I love that primer potion. And then I think I bought one of their little mini eyeshadow palettes back then. At the same time I was still in the dorms, I began a YouTube channel because I really just wanted to explore and try to figure out what I liked and technique. I didn't really do a lot of tutorials back then. I did mainly, like, you'll probably even go and look in my older videos that are still up there. I'm not gonna not remember where I came from. I'm still be humble. Those old videos are still up there if you want to go check them out. I used to do a lot of product reviews, especially on mascara. And I can attest to me knowing that was a mistake, because you're supposed to only keep mascaras for 6 months shelf life. So I don't know why I decided to collect so many, particularly the Maybelline mascaras, but I did. Lesson learned. And we not gonna speak on that no more. My eyebrows are all fluffed. I'm just gonna take the spoolie and just fluff up the front of my brows to just blend into the line that I created. And that's it. That's all I do for my eyebrows. That's it. Like I may switch products here and there. Like sometimes I'll use my brow blade from Urban Decay. I use the shade Dark Drapes. Or I'll even go in with my, I have the Brow Contour Pro from Benefit. And this is the shade Brown Medium. But same product, whether it's a pencil, whether it's a cream product, I just put it on there. I mainly line the bottom, fill in the brows, brush them out. That's it. Next, I'm going to go in with my primer potion. This is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. As you can see, I still rock with them to this day. I'm just going to apply a nice base on my eyes. I gotta hurry up and blend this out, because if you get caught getting distracted doing something else, this will dry right in place. It'll look so patchy when you try to put on eyeshadows on top of it. So girl, you better be quick, because this don't play no games with nobody, spares nobody's life. So go ahead and blend that out as soon as you're able to. I started my YouTube channel, was doing reviews, was just like, oh, okay, cool. I think my most successful video, if I can remember, was I did a product review on a leave-in conditioner. It was the Cantu Shea Butter leave-in conditioner. I'll leave the thumbnail of that video here and I'll link it below. But yes, that was my most successful video, I think, to this date. Yeah, to date. But hey, I can't reminisce on the past too much. And we're trying to get the ball rolling on what's in the new right now, the present. So if you rock with me, please help me get there. My first goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. We shall see about that. Here's the hard part now. I didn't decide on what eyeshadow palette I want to play with today. All right. I got it. All right. I'm gonna have to dig to find the palette though first, so give me 2 seconds. Where did I put it? I found it. Okay. Shadow palette I'm gonna play with, and I'm just recently got it. I was lucky enough to get it in this particular packaging. So, palette I'm gonna play with today is the MotherShip VIII palette from Pat McGrath. This is in her limited edition rose gold mirrored packaging. Oh, can we just take a second to appreciate this artwork? Can we just take a second? Got this palette. Yes, this is her MotherShip VIII Divine Rose 2 Artistry palette. It's the first palette that she's labeled as an artistry palette. So meaning that the shadows are not just exclusively used for shadows. You can use them as blush, highlighters, topper shades. I can even throw a couple of these shadows on top of a lipstick to kind of change the finish of the lipstick look I'm going for. But this palette is everything. Oh my goodness. VR Sextra Terrestrial is a triochrome. So in this light, it looks purple on camera, but oh, did you see that? It's green now. And then it has the slightest shift to a blue. That is probably my favorite shade in this entire palette. I even like, there's a shade, what's that shade called? Divine Dusk, this one here. It's like one of her creamier powder texture formulas. Oh, to die for. All right, so I'm gonna take the shade, sorry, I'm looking at the little cardstock so I can give you name references. I'm gonna take the shade Naked Blush, which is this light matte peachy shade here. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna pop that into my crease. It's Friday, may as well just go pink. So yes, I got into makeup that way, and then over the years I just decided to try to experiment and see what I liked. I hadn't worked anywhere in makeup yet, but yeah, I was definitely an enthusiast, and at the time going through college I started collecting the Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes, because at the time Urban Decay, I'm gonna just say they were the best as far as formula that I knew of with our eyeshadow palettes. They were pigmented, they were super pretty, they were very adventurous and bold with their colors. So I really got into them. I think I purchased, they had a palette back in the day, it was called the Naked Smoked palette. Yeah, it was in a black case, and if I can find a picture I'll put it up there. It was in a black case that zipped up, and it came with a little booklet that you could create looks with. It had a green shade, there's blue, some grays, I think a black, a matte brown. But yeah, that palette was really pretty, and it also came with a full-size eyeliner. I think it was their Perversion eyeliner. I think so. It came with their Perversion eyeliner. But yeah, that was the palette that I bought, and after that I just started collecting their palettes for no reason. I mean, because who doesn't like an eyeshadow palette, right? And I think that's probably why I have a problem now. Out of all the makeup that I buy, I think the eyeshadow palettes, you know what, lipsticks are real close. I think eyeshadow palettes are the one thing that I have more of. But yeah, that palette was really pretty. I think I bought their old school, it was like the Shadow Box palette. I bought the Naked 1 and 2. I didn't get number 3 at the time, because I think number 3 had just came out in 2013, and I remember being a customer, seeing everybody outside lining up outside to get that palette. But I didn't get it because the pinks there's only maybe 2 shades in that palette that would probably go on my skin tone, and everything else just faded away into the dark. I don't know. But yeah, the palette wasn't really my cup of tea. I'm going to go in next with Extreme Mahogany, or this one's Extreme Burgundy, the matte purple shade at the bottom. I'm just going to add some definition to my outer V and my crease as well. How I apply my eyeshadows, I have a lot of lid space, so I have to go all the way up to fill in that space, because literally this is my natural lid. That's where it starts, my natural crease. That's where my crease starts. But look at all that space I got above there. Like, doing my eyeshadow will be impossible if I just kept shadow down here. You wouldn't be able to see it, because I wear large eyelashes, or at least people tell me that they're large. I don't think they're big compared to some other styles that I've seen. But yeah, no, I have to apply my eyeshadow up there to cover up that space. So I'm just going to press Extreme Burgundy into that crease just to get some definition. Just going windshield wiper motion just to get it where I need it. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more, and I'm gonna just go circular motions to blend. Fast forward. Over the years, I'm still collecting my palettes, still buying makeups, trying to get accustomed to the makeup industry. And I, at the time in 2017, I was working at this little place called Charm and Charlie, RIP. I'm just kidding. They still have an online presence, but their stores are no longer open, like their actual brick and mortar stores. At the time I was working there, I think I was a sales manager. I had the opportunity to apply and work for my dream brand at the time, Urban Decay. So a little bit of history, probably 6 months prior to me applying to work for Urban Decay for Halloween, the previous year actually, I walked into Ulta. I needed to get an eyeshadow for my costume. I was going to be Beetlejuice that year. That was the costume I was going to wear while I was at work at Me and Ed's. So I had 2 jobs. I was working at Charm and Charlie and at Me and Ed's as a shift leader. What is that? You see that booger? I hate that when you're doing your eyeshadow and then the boogers want to decide to freaking come crash the party. I hate that. I was working as a shift manager at Me and Ed's as well as Charm and Charlie, so I literally will go to one place and then walk across the street to go to my other shift. So I was hustling. Girl, you couldn't tell me I couldn't get to work, whether I had to walk, get on a bus, whatever, get it done. I went in there into Ulta to look for a eyeshadow that was gonna go with my costume. And I walk into Ulta. I was looking for a green shadow particularly so I can put it all over my face and in my hair to emulate Beetlejuice coming out of the ground. And this really cute girl, she was there. Her name is V, and I love her to death still to this day. She came out. I told her, hey, I'm looking for a green eyeshadow. The shadow that they had was their single eyeshadows, the shade Mildew. She did not have it in stock, but she was such a sweetheart. She went in the back and was just like, you know what, give me a second. She came out the back with a broken tester and said, hey, if you're able to fix this, go ahead. I was going to toss it out, whatever. She was able to help me get my costume whipped and flipped. I sure did go home and fix that shadow. I put some alcohol in it. I put a little quarter in there so that it get flat again. Yes, it was amazing. I loved her for that. And then after that, I think I had a customer in Charm and Charlie who was looking for lipstick recommendations while she was in the fitting room. So I was like, you know, let me throw her some recommendations. So I went to the back. I went on a little computer. I printed out a paper that had a list, like maybe 4 shadows. She showed me a picture of what she was looking for. So I said, okay, go next door, go to this counter. You're going to speak to this girl, go to Urban Decay. These are the lipsticks. Go try those. One of those will be it. Really quick, I'm going to take, ooh, now I can't decide. Yes, I'm going to take VR Extraterrestrial, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So she went over there and looked at the lipsticks. And I think maybe a week or two ago, a week or two after that, Veronica asked me, hey, do you work next door at Charm and Charlie? I said, yeah. She's like, did you send me somebody who was looking for lipstick? She had like this little paper. I was like, oh yeah, that was me. She's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. She bought so much stuff for me. I was just sitting, she was trying to figure out, who does she have the little Urban Decay fairy over there sending people over here to get stuff from me. So she really appreciated that I helped her, so she gave me some products. And I think, ooh, the hell, a couple months after that, she approached me and said, hey, we have a sales position open. I said, are you kidding? Are you kidding? No. So I applied for the position. I was super excited. The day I went in for the interview with, I think at this point I was on my second interview with V's, with her area, not her area manager, her, cause she was a sales coordinator, with her sales executive, and I love her still to this day too. I had my second interview with her at the Starbucks in the mall, where I live, and we just sat down. I was super excited. I was like, you know what? I'm about to show these bitches that I really want this job. I painted my nails Urban Decay purple. I went the whole 9. I did my whole face with my Urban Decay products that I got. What just happened? Picked up a brush that was not cleaned off of the prior shadow that was on there, so now it's all in my lid. Like, do you see that? Well, let me just go ahead and match it. You know what? That's all right. It's all right. All right. Let me just go ahead and match it on the other side, just so that I don't have to start all the way over. That is okay. We can fix it. It can be fixed. I'm just gonna take a little bit of Extreme Burgundy and go over and blend. So I had my second interview. I did my entire face with Urban Decay products. I think I used the All Nighter foundation. I wore, if I remember correctly, I wore the shade VIII lipstick in the shade Gash. Yes, so I was prepared. I was like, you know what? And I'm a person, when I work somewhere, I'm really good with product knowledge. Like, if someone told me, hey, I want you to sell this eyeshadow palette, I'm like, okay, I'll be able to tell you this shadow is beautiful. It's got matte shades in there, the different textures, like how much the product, or how much the product was. If it has a mirror, like just ingredients. I was really good with that because I had experience working in clothing and being able to tell you what style of shirt, the material, all of that. I was really good at it. So I'm just gonna pop Extreme Burgundy into the outer corner. So yeah, I had the interview, and then I had a third interview with the area manager, and that was over a teleconference call. By then I had came in for 1 day of training for them to just get me abreast to the product, what it was. And mind you, I didn't have any formal professional makeup experience, but lo and behold, I got the job. I was super excited. I could not tell, no one could tell me anything. I got the job working at my dream makeup brand. I was super excited. I'm picking up more of Naked Blush to blend that outer portion of the eye and blend those colors together. Yeah, I was super excited. You could tell me nothing. I had got my favorite, my job at my favorite brand, and yeah, it was really nice. I worked there from July of 2017 to March of 2018. I was just part-time, but I set a goal for myself to get to full-time so that I could really show my stuff and just really grow with the company. But fortunately, L'Oreal, I wasn't an employee of Ulta. I was a L'Oreal employee. They did do cuts. They had to cut all of their part-time sales associates. They tried super hard to keep me because I was one of the only, or not even was one of the only, I was the only sales associate in my district or in my territory that had positive growth on their year-to-date sales numbers. So they tried so hard to keep me. My boss didn't even know what was going on. I had to call her and ask her, hey, do you want me to turn in my brush belt? She called me. It was just like, what the hell you mean? And I told her, yeah, I got off the phone with them. But these bitches called me 20 minutes before I had to go to work. And I'm over here crying my eyes out. I had to take off my eyelashes. Like, what the hell? Anyway, I firmly believe stuff happens for a reason. So I didn't let that get me down. I still have love for the brand. I still love V. I buy their stuff all the time. I still like the setting spray. I don't use any other setting spray aside from, I tried the Morphe mattifying continuous spray. I like the aerosol formula of it, but that all-nighter one is it. That's it. But yeah, I still love the brand. Yeah. And then I discovered Pat McGrath and Fenty. Fenty for their complexion products, and Pat McGrath for her eyeshadows. Lord. I'm speechless. Like right now, I have goosebumps thinking about Pat McGrath's formulas. Like, if you can see this eyeshadow, I wish you could see it in person, but the shadow on my lid is shifting. Like right now, I'm looking up at the camera, it's shifting to green. When I look down, this eye is green, this eye is like a pinkish purple. Ugh, just swatch this one for you. This is VR Extraterrestrial. Like, can you see that? Like, and I barely pressed my finger into that pan. Like, come on. Like, come on. Like, look at that. And then she had the nerve to continue to release products weeks with it after back to back. I'm like, can you give me some room to get my coins together? Because Pat McGrath ain't cheap. She is very upper echelon. She is not cheap, especially when it comes to her eyeshadow palettes. I'm almost scared to even tell you how much they are because I own eight of them. Wait.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I own 6 of the full size ones. 6 out of her 8 that she has. And they're $125 each. Don't kill me. Don't crucify me. But you cannot go wrong with her shadows. Let me get this off of my hand before I mess up. Yeah, you can't go wrong with them. Yeah. Look, I even have one in my makeup bag from yesterday when I had to go finish my makeup. That one I think is the MotherShip 6. So, on to complexion. I'm going to take the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Mattifying Primer. That's going to go on all over my face. Yeah, so I discovered Pat McGrath by buying, she had a holiday kit maybe a couple years ago at Sephora. It was this Eye Ecstasy kit. It came with a little mini eyeshadow palette that had 6 shadows in it, a mini version of her Fetishized mascara, as well as a loose pigment shadow that you can put, you can use, this is multifunctional. You can use it for either eyes or lips, or even a highlighter. I bought that, and ever since then I was super interested. Maybe 2 years ago I was in Marina Del Rey and I bought her MotherShip 5. So that was my very first full-size MotherShip palette that I purchased from her. I'm going to use my foundation, the Born This Way 24-hour matte foundation. I just have a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm going to pick this up on my Urban Decay optical blurring brush and just apply from there. Yeah, we were in, me and my line sister were in Marina Del Rey, and I was interested. I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and go for it. I keep looking at these palettes online. Everybody keeps raving about them, and I really want to try it. So I bought the palette. I bought it, and I was so excited because I was walking out with my very first Pat McGrath palette. That palette, I think I have a couple of the shadows that are already about to hit pan. Many good things I can tell you about Pat McGrath's palettes. Boy, I don't think there's been one palette that was like necessarily terrible. Well, I will say I think her least reviewed palettes are the Eye Ecstasy Kit palette, and then the little 2 holiday Christmas palettes she had. These ones, I have them right here. These ones. So they're the same formula as her full-size pans. You just get less product. I think what everybody's issue was the packaging. Like, it was kind of cheap, everyone. But even still, like, if you want something like a super cute, like, little travel-friendly pop of color, you could throw those in your makeup bag. And those would be really pretty for Christmas time, too. Anyway, those are the only complaints I think that people had about those particular eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way Multisculpting Concealer. Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse my manners. Shade I use in the foundation is the shade Chai. For anyone who maybe wanted to be a shade reference. Right now, this is my summer color. I am super tan. I've gained a lot of color, but I just bought that foundation, and it's a nice match. The Multisculpting Concealer, I use the shade Chestnut. So it comes with a nice little doe foot applicator. Yeah, her palettes are legendary. And I will say, and again, I love Urban Decay, but there's no shadow. And I will say this with complete certainty, and it may be just my opinion, but there's no shadow on this planet that compares, even closely compares, to Pat McGrath. I said it. Comfort me, boo.
Who gonna check me, boo?
Ooh. Yes, no shadow, texture, formula, the way it blends, pigment, no shadow on the face of this earth compares to Pat McGrath. And you may call me a stan, but it's facts. I mean, I've run into multiple different formulas. I've tried Too Faced formulas, Tarte, Urban Decay, Morphe. I've touched Jeffree Star's palettes, but that's just not touching my face. I'm sorry. I've touched his palettes. Still, no comparison. Who else? Yeah, I'm gonna just say like that. There's no comparison. Oh my gosh, like her shadow pigments are, what would she say? Major, immaculate,
sensational. That's the word you're looking for.
Yeah, her shadows are amazing. I'm blending this out with the double-ended brush from Tarte. I like this concealer brush. It's a fluffy concealer brush on one side, and then it's like a more angled brush for you to really get into your nice tight places. My stomach's making weird noises. So I'll be right back while I go wet my sponge. I'm back. So yeah, her shadows are to die for. Like, oh my gosh. I'm gonna go in with the cream Cheeks Out bronzer by Fenty. The shade I use is Chocolate. Oh, I just threw my brush across the room. The shade I use is Chocolate. I'm gonna go in and just carve out my face. I'm gonna use this because it's a cream powder. I'm gonna use this as my my contour. I'm just gonna start at the back of my cheekbone and just press that in and just work it up into my temple. Yeah, Pat McGrath. And I'm mad because I think she just released a new collection, her Rose Decadence collection. She has these new Divinyl lipsticks, like these sheer lip balms. She has a new 6-pan eyeshadow palette. Can you stop releasing stuff? I just bought this one. I just got this one. You know you're gonna be tempting my gangster to want to buy more, girl. Like, stop releasing stuff. Between you and Fenty dropping stuff on the same day, like, I can't catch a break. I cannot catch a break. So now that my cream products are on, I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. I'm gonna first use, I have two of them, the Pat McGrath, their Skin Fetish Sublime Perfecting Setting Powder. I'm gonna use number 4, medium deep 4, all over the face. I'm just gonna pick this up on my large powder brush from Urban Decay. Just gonna put a little bit into the cap, just a little bit, because I don't want this stuff gets really messy really quick. I'm just gonna grab some out of the lid and just set my face. I'm really focusing on my chin and mouth because your girl gets real sweaty throughout the day, and I need my foundation to stay where it's at. You can't clock out early, no, boo-boo. You cannot use your PTO to clock out early. Up a little bit, whatever's left in there on the booty of my sponge. This is one of the beauty blending eggs from Beauty Bakery. I'm just gonna press the powder in just to really give a nice seamless application, so that I don't look powdery and that the powder's really pressed into my base. Close that up. I don't want to make mess. Now next I'm gonna go in with number 3, medium, the same brand for Pat McGrath. Put a little bit into the cap, like so. And I'm gonna use this under my eyes. Just gonna grab a little bit on the sponge. I'm gonna tap off the excess. I'm gonna start here and just set the under eye area to get some brightness. I had naturally, I like to call it my little raccoon's mask. I naturally, around this area of the face, my under eye area is lighter than the perimeters of my face. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try to emulate that. You don't wanna have a flat looking base. You wanna just make sure if you're gonna enhance and use makeup, make sure you're putting those natural colors back on. And I don't bake. I'm sorry, I'm not a baker. Like I'll say maybe twice out of the year I'll bake out of all the times I do my makeup. But yeah, no, I'm not a baker. In makeup or in real life. I leave that to my friend who does all the baking. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and set where I put that concealer earlier. And then my forehead too. Perfect. Lid on that so I don't make a mess. Blush. Next, I'm going to go in, actually no, not blush first. I'm going to go on my powder bronzer. I use the Sunstalk'r bronzer from Fenty. This is the shade Cocoa Naughty. I'm going to go in with their angle 190 bronzer brush. Just going to load both sides of the brush. Just going to go in and set that cream we put on just to give a little bit more warmth in the perimeter of my face. I'm trying to look snatched out here in these streets, even at the corporate office. Perfect. I'm not even gonna try my nose. I'm not even gonna do my nose. We don't nose contour over here on this channel. I'm sorry, you may have the wrong address, but we don't nose contour over here. I like my nose. My father has this nose. I'm proud of my nose, so I'm sorry. But if you're gonna ask me to contour my nose, I don't contour my nose. But what I will do is use the leftover powder that's in that sponge to just catch any of the little sweaties that I see starting to pop up, trying to be hating ass bitch. Trying to pop up and ruin my makeup. Same thing with my lip. I start to sweat really easily, so I gotta be careful and be quick. I'm gonna grab my lash glue, if I can find it. I'm gonna grab my lash glue and my lashes to set those while I get ready to finish the rest of my makeup. Lashes I'm gonna wear today are by Yalorde lashes. Oh, I was wrong. I wore these lashes yesterday and I thought they were the Estrellitas. But the lashes I'm wearing are Dubai. So I'm gonna have to change that on my post. I actually purchased their lash glue too to try it. It's been a minute since I used a black lash glue. I'm going to apply my glue. These are the lashes. This is what they look like. They're a nice 3D lash. They're long. They're tapered. I like the ones that crisscross with every other hair. Yeah, I love these lashes. So I'm just gonna apply my glue, let them sit while I quickly finish the rest of my makeup. So yes, since then I've had the opportunity to actually work for a couple of different brands. I've worked for Bare Minerals. I've done events for Bare Minerals as well. I work currently as a freelance skincare artist or skincare specialist for Murad. And yeah, I still work with Urban Decay from here and there too. My ultimate dream is to work for Pat McGrath. If someone told me today, I want you to work on this show, we will pay you this much, I will drop everything and go. I would drop everything and go. I love Pat McGrath that much. Like, just her philosophy, just her work ethic. Like, she's doing it for the sisters here in, I mean, she's British, but she's still doing it for the sisters here in the US of A. And I love her for that. I'm going to go in with the Cheeks Out blush in the shade Summertime Wine from Fenty. I'm just going to pop that onto my cheeks since our eyes are purpley pink today. And for highlighter, I'm going to go in with the Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC. This is from their Tiana Taylor collab. I'm going to take this on the back of my double-ended highlight blush brush from Urban Decay. This is a throwback. I'm just going to apply my highlighter. I'm just going to press it in into the 3 zone, into the temple of my big ass head. I'm going to take a little bit of my finger and go across my cupid's bow. I love putting highlighter there. It just really brings attention to my lips. And that's all. I don't put highlighter nowhere else unless it's under my brows or my inner tear duct, because your girl is sweaty. Like I said, I can't have none right here. Sorry. So because I'm done with that now, I'm going to go ahead and spray my face. And because your girl is sweaty, I don't look super powdery at the end of the day, but I gotta protect my foundation. So I'm using the All Nighter Ultra Matte foundation or Ultra Matte setting spray. Make sure you shake this up because it has kaolin clay in it, and if you're not careful, you'll see a bunch of little white dots on your face. They'll eventually dry, but you just have to be careful. Just spray it from a distance. Cause I'm bougie. So I'm gonna go in and finish my under eyes in burgundy under my lower lash line. I'll wrap that up into the upper inner corner to just really blend those colors together. Pretty. Next, I'm going to take, just to get a further blend and seamless, cohesive look, I'm going to take Naked Blush on this brush. I think it's from Morphe, but it's not labeled. I'm just going to go right below where we applied Extreme Burgundy. And same thing, wrap it around. You know I can't forget my inner corner highlight. So I'm gonna take the M222 brush from Morphe. I'm gonna take that shade Skin Show Rose Opal here in the corner here. I'm gonna apply that in my inner corner. Yeah, I'm super excited what the rest of this year has to hold. Hopefully with this whole Rona business, we'll be able to get back to our lives. Yeah, I have 2 jobs waiting on me still to go back to work too at Ulta and Sephora, so we shall see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm super excited where I am now in my makeup journey. It's just upward and onward from there. I really genuinely love makeup. I have really good ideas for other videos that I want to produce in the future. It's just a matter of sitting down and recording them and just working out the kinks and learning what to do and what not to do, and make sure your phone is charged before you lose all your shit. I was so happy when I cut my phone on and this video didn't get cut. I would have been mad. I would have been real hot. I was just applying that same shade under the brow to just bring some lightness and brightness under the eye. I'm gonna go with my eyeliner. I'm gonna take the waterproof liquid pen from Urban Decay. This is the Perversion waterproof eyeliner pen. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my eyeliner. Drawing like a nice line across the upper lash line. Be real careful because sometimes I go liner happy and I make the line on my lid too large. Just gonna fill it in. And I'm really just using the side of the brush, not so much the tip, just so that I can really get the color out of the pen. What I like about this pen too is that it's not a felt tip applicator. It's actually bristles, so you don't have to worry about the pen drying out. The only thing I will say is a drawback, like a trade-off, is that when your pen gets old, you start to see the little hairs pop out on the side, like the bristles. Like when you continuously put the cap on and off, the bristles will start to get frayed. Almost messed up. Ooh. Just add a little bit more point on that side. Okay, better. Ooh, what eyeliner am I gonna use on the lower lash line? Which one? I'm gonna take the Permagel Ultra Glide Eye Pencil from McGrath. This shade is Extreme Black. I'm gonna just run this along my lower lash line. That's an ugly face. Her new Dark Star Mascara from Pat. Look at that packaging, so extra. It's gleaming gold. Just gonna take off the excess on the tip. Hey. And then I'm gonna go in and apply my mascara. Get out of the way, bonnet. I am gonna go ahead and throw off my lashes off camera, and I'll be right back. Now that my lashes are on, I'm gonna go on my lips. Permagel Ultra Lip Liner from Pat. The shade is Ground Control. If I can find a mirror. This is one of those lip liners that every chocolate girl should own, along with Chestnut from MAC, BFF3 from ColourPop. I forgot to exfoliate my lips today in the shower. I'm gonna take the side of the pencil and just fill it in a little bit, just to give it a nice waterproof base. Going in with Pat's Luxetrance lipstick, the shade Realness. And top it off with one of her Opulous, oh no, this is her Less Gloss and Peach Perversion. This is a part of her Divine Rose collection. Done. So I'll be right back to wrap up the video. Don't go nowhere. All right, y'all, I'm back. I finished my look. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning as I got ready and share a little bit about myself regarding how I got into makeup. It was just a natural thing for me. Well, I wouldn't say natural because, yeah, like I said, in college, you couldn't ask me nothing about makeup and I wouldn't be able to tell you a lick of what goes where, how to apply it, tips and tricks, none of that. But now that I've got experience, I've been doing this for a long time now, and I just really love it. It's really a way, an outlet for me to share my passion, to get creative. Yeah, and I genuinely enjoy it. So hopefully you genuinely enjoy me as well. Like I said, hit that bell notification so that you know when I upload. Subscribe to my channel, like, and share your comments down below. And I will see you on the next one. Go ahead, leave me alone so I can figure out what I'm gonna wear to work today.